Uh, I'm not sure, bro. Uh, I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before.
But God damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
The world is shocked. Gervonta Davis is being suicidal on live television after announcing that his boxing license has been banned.
Nah, not no ring rust, but I don't want to give it out, but I need to work on myself.
After his recent fight with Lamont Roach, the judges surprised everyone by calling it a draw. Experts couldn't believe it, especially after watching how Roach performed in the ring. He was actually in control for most of the fight. The result felt like a slap in the face to Roach, who had trained hard and gave everything he had during the match. A draw was insulting to all the effort he put into his preparation. It also cast a shadow over what could have been a major career moment for him. Instead of celebrating a well-earned victory, Roach now has to deal with the frustration of a decision that many believe was unfair. But why is Tank's license being banned? The reason is pretty serious. Reports say that Tank tried to bribe the referee and the judges. He wanted them to help him if the fight didn't go his way. The plan was simple. If Tank was losing, the judges would either call him the winner or at least rule it as a draw. It would have been really obvious if the fight was called a victory for Tank, especially since his performance wasn't as strong as in his previous matches. People would immediately question the decision, so the judges likely thought a draw would be the safest choice. The referee also seemed to be protecting Tank's reputation. During the 9th round, something unusual happened. Tank suddenly took a knee, but instead of counting as he should have, the referee chose not to. This made it clear that something wasn't right.
Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaned with right.
Bribery is something that's completely unacceptable in sports, especially in boxing. It goes against the idea of fair competition. When someone bribes the judges, it takes away the honesty of the sport and ruins the trust of the fans. Tank's choice to bribe the judges has led to serious consequences.
Again, that was my fault, man. I ain't pay attention to the rounds and things like that. Just a lot going on, but again, it was myself. You gotta go to the gym and, get back to the drawing board and, train a little harder.
Getting his license banned is the result of his actions. It's a harsh punishment, but it's meant to show that cheating won't be tolerated. The big question is, why would Tank do this? He's an undefeated boxer and one of the best fighters today. People look up to him, so it's hard to believe he would try to bribe officials. But the reason behind his actions might have something to do with his past. Tank's relationship with Mayweather has always been complicated. The pressure of living up to Mayweather's legacy might have pushed him to make such a poor decision. You see, Floyd Mayweather retired without a single loss, which is something most boxers can only dream about. His perfect record made him one of the biggest names in boxing. People admired him for his exciting and intense fights, and he gained a lot of respect in the ring. But when stronger opponents started coming his way, Mayweather chose to step away from boxing. Nobody knows the exact reason why he retired. Some believe he wanted to end on a high note, while others think it was just time for him to move on. However, his critics have a different opinion. They claim Mayweather retired because he was afraid of losing. They say he wanted to keep his undefeated record so he could hold on to the fame and glory that came with it. But no matter what people say, Mayweather still retired without a single loss. His perfect record made him the only boxer in history to walk away from the sport undefeated. This is exactly the path Tank wants to follow. He hopes to end his career with no losses, just like Mayweather. Having an undefeated record would make him one of the greatest in boxing, and he knows how much that kind of legacy can mean. Honestly, who can blame them? They worked hard to build their legacies, and protecting them is something many people might understand. That's why Tank felt so desperate to bribe the judges, even though he knew it was wrong. He understood that bribery went against what he believed in as a fighter. But in his mind, having a bad image was still better than facing the shame of a loss on his record. Keeping an undefeated status seemed worth the risk. With this controversy, Tank's future in boxing is looking shaky. His potential opponents are stepping away from fighting him. One boxer, Keyshawn Davis, has been especially vocal about his dislike for Tank ever since the issue came to light. When it comes to a possible rematch, Keyshawn has made it clear that he doesn't think Roach should waste his time. Tank isn't worth the effort anymore because his career is already falling apart. Keyshawn even went as far as saying that Tank is heading for an inevitable downfall. To him, the damage has been done, and no rematch can fix the stain on Tank's reputation. In a chat with the Danza Project, Keyshawn Davis openly expressed his strong desire to fight Lamont Roach Jr. Stylistically, the fight between Lamont Roach and I is the most attractive in the division. Without a doubt, that's not all. He insists the fight should happen as soon as possible, even suggesting that Lamont should forget about Tank entirely. If I get my way, Shakur and Tank should fight. Let them do it. Let me fight Lamont. Don't do the rematch yet. Keyshawn is so eager to face Roach that he's even taken on the role of promoter, pitching an idea that's sure to appeal to many. Whatever the outcome between Lamont and I or Shakur and Tank, they can still do the rematch. It's two incredible fights. An incredible fight for Gervonta and another great fight for Lamont. And then Lamont can still go away and fight Shakur. The truth is, this plan seems pretty unlikely. Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. are already deep into talks for their rematch this summer. Both fighters are determined to step back into the ring and settle the score once and for all. After the controversy surrounding their last fight, neither of them wants to leave anything to chance. They'll both be fighting with everything they've got to win convincingly. The goal is to make sure there are no questions or doubts this time around. Keyshawn will have to wait until the rematch is over before he gets his chance to fight Roach. Right now, all the focus is on Roach getting a second shot at Tank. After coming so close to victory, it's clear that Roach feels he has unfinished business. The rematch is Roach's opportunity to prove he deserved the win the first time. The frustration from the controversial decision is still fresh, and he won't be satisfied until he settles it in the ring. With Tank's recent license ban, how can he possibly have a rematch with a determined Lamont Roach? What do you think about this situation? Please let me know in the comments below.
It was just, unfortunate that I wasn't able to sit watching the fight round by round because I couldn't have it scored like that. But at the end, the judges gave it a draw, thinking, okay, that should have been a knockdown. Then Roach should have been a champion.